I once watched a colleague hit a financial wall without anyone noticing. This one quote has quietly made more people wealthy than motivation ever will. Welcome to FinTech Vibes, where money isn't hype, it's clarity. On the surface, it sounds simple, but hidden inside it is a rule that separates broke effort from lasting wealth. Stay with me. The next 60 seconds will change how you see money. Please follow or subscribe, like, comment FinTech Vibes, and share the video. Now, let's continue. I once watched a colleague hit a financial wall without anyone noticing. No collapse, no scandal, just a quiet feeling that money kept slipping through his hands. From the outside, everything looked fine. Steady income, momentum, potential. But underneath, the way he moved money was slowly draining him. What changed his finances had nothing to do with earning more. He never announced a failure. There was no dramatic loss to explain or defend, just a growing awareness that something wasn't working the way it was supposed to. He earned well enough to be comfortable. Consistent income, side projects that showed promise, enough activity to feel productive, enough wins to stay hopeful. But every time money came in, it disappeared just as fast. Bills, spending, new ideas, quick decisions. The balance never had time to settle. The default explanation was effort. If something felt tight, the answer was to push harder. More deals would fix it, more hours would solve it, more pressure would force a breakthrough. What he never stopped to question was timing, not how much he earned, but how fast he reacted. He moved money the same way he moved emotionally, quickly. Investments were chosen because they felt active. If something sounded dynamic, it felt productive. Spending was justified because progress felt real in the moment. Savings were always postponed, not because they weren't important, but because they didn't feel urgent. They didn't create movement. They didn't create excitement. Over time, excitement faded anyway. Frustration replaced it. Not because he was failing, but because he was exhausted, always deciding, always reacting, always chasing the next adjustment. The change didn't come from a book, a podcast, or a breakthrough idea. It came from fatigue, from realizing that constant motion was costing more than it was creating. The shift happened quietly. He didn't increase his income. He didn't find a new strategy. He slowed down. Savings were automated first, before spending had a chance to compete. Decision points were reduced. Fewer choices meant less emotional drag. Money stopped being something he had to wrestle with daily. He committed to fewer moves, but with longer horizons, less switching, less reacting, more letting time do its work. 6 months later, nothing looked impressive from the outside. No visible upgrade, no sudden leap, no story worth bragging about. But internally, everything felt different. Stress dropped because decisions were already made. Clarity increased because money had a direction. Confidence returned, not from wins, but from control. He wasn't guessing anymore. He wasn't constantly adjusting. He wasn't confusing urgency with importance. That's when it became clear. The issue was never income. It was decision rhythm. Fast decisions created fast leaks. Slower systems created stability. When behavior changed, outcomes followed naturally. Money didn't need more intensity. It needed structure. It needed space to compound quietly. The lesson wasn't about volume. It wasn't about hustle. It wasn't about timing the perfect move. It was about learning when not to move, when to let systems replace emotion, when patience becomes the most profitable habit. Because money doesn't reward urgency. It responds to consistency, restraint, and time. To learn more, click the follow or subscribe button, click like, comment FinTech Vibes in the comments section, and then click the share button.